Triticale, and Triticale once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to welcome you to Whole Grain of the Day, the one and only Triticale. Now, yes, maybe you've never heard of this before, or maybe you pronounce it by a different name, right? I mean, I've heard Triticale as I just enunciated it, but then other people may call it Trical. Some people may call it Triticale, right? Well, whatever the case may be, please listen on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of Triticale. All right, first up, just a little bit of background information. Triticale is a hybrid, and I repeat, it is a hybrid grain prepared by crossing wheat and rye. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Technically, Triticale is a hybrid, which basically means it does not naturally occur in nature. It was first produced in the 19th century, and the intention was to gain the high yield and quality of wheat with the disease tolerance and unique nutritional composition of rye. It does have higher levels of most vitamins and minerals than either of its two contributing species, making it an ideal nutritional fodder food for livestock. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that Triticale was ultimately created in a lab in order to serve as feed for livestock. All right. So now that we understand what Triticale is, let's learn just a little more. All right, time to dive into a few fun facts. Triticale is commonly found in different forms. So we have whole Triticale berries, we have the flour, cereal, bread, flakes, and crackers. Now, take a look at the picture, right? So not only has Triticale been created to serve as a food for livestock, but it's also been used in different ways for human consumption. So perhaps you want to try Triticale bread, maybe Triticale cereal, and maybe even Triticale flakes. And if you do, please let Coach D know exactly how they taste. All right. Now let's talk about the 5-20 rule before we dive into the health benefits and the nutrition facts of Triticale. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5-20 rule is all about food labels. That's right. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that helps us not only understand how to read and, of course, understand food labels, but also it's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient, right? So in order to apply the 5-20 rule to any food source, we must understand percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Basically, that lets us know whether or not a food item is a good source or not a good source, or maybe even an excellent source of any particular nutrient. Now, what's important is that we look at the percentage that the food offers. So let's take a look at our sample food label, right? Now, if you notice in lavender, okay, percent daily value is highlighted, as well as all of its percentages. And then we have a few nutrients that are highlighted in yellow. And then we also have a few nutrients that are highlighted in light blue. Now, if we take a look at the nutrients in yellow, such as total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium, the reason why those nutrients are highlighted in yellow is because, unfortunately, and I do say unfortunately, those nutrients, when consumed in excess, or if we want to apply it back to the percent DV, when we have a high percentage of those particular nutrients, they can lead to disease. That's right, guys. It's very unfortunate, but if you eat a diet that's high in saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium, you are definitely on the road to disease. However, if we have a diet that's higher in the nutrients that are highlighted in blue, such as dietary fiber, vitamins, and minerals, Well, those nutrients do just the opposite. They do not promote disease. As a matter of fact, they fight disease. So, bringing it full 360, those nutrients, vitamins, minerals, and fiber, you want those particular nutrients to be on the higher end of the scale, right? So yellow, watch out. Blue, eat to your heart's content. All right. Now, I want to be a little more specific about the 520 rule. So, if a food item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV, then the food item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. If, however, it offers 10% to 19% DV, then it is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. If the food item offers 20% or higher DV, then it is considered to be an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the ins and outs of the 520 rule. All right, now that we are aware of the 520 rule, let's dive into our nutrition facts. This hybrid cereal option is more than just a scientific achievement. It boasts a high content of dietary fiber, protein, and minerals than both rye and wheat, making it a super cereal. Wow, who knew? Also, Triticale is a rich source of minerals such as manganese, iron, copper, zinc, phosphorus, calcium, potassium, and magnesium, as well as essential vitamins, including the entire B family of B vitamins and vitamin C. And lastly, Triticale, like wheat and rye, contains high levels of gluten. That's right, guys. Remember, Triticale is a hybrid of wheat and rye. So, of course, it's going to contain gluten. So, if you are allergic to gluten, if you have celiac disease, or maybe just maybe your body doesn't tolerate gluten at all, then this is a whole grain that you definitely need to watch out for. So there we have it, guys, a few nutrition facts about Triticale. Okay, now let's dive into the health benefits. But before we do, Coach D wants to talk about an ancient principle, which happens to be called the principle of cause and effect. Now, some people may know this as one of the 7 Hermetic principles, or some people may simply know it as one of the laws of the natural universe. Basically, this law or principle simply states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. So, how can we apply this principle to our lecture today? Ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple. In order to be healthy, you have to create health. In order to be diseased, you have to create disease. Now, one of the surefire ways to promote health and also to promote disease is through our diet. So, if you want to be healthy, you gotta put the good stuff in, right? So, in other words, the health benefits basically are the effects, whereas the nutrient content of Triticale, the vitamins, the minerals, and all the other different phytochemicals, those are the causes. So, if you want to be healthy, it's very simple. Eat more Triticale. All right, so now that we understand that, let's talk about the health benefits of Triticale. Number 1, it controls diabetes. Number 2, it improves digestion. Number 3, it boosts circulation. Number 4, it increases cell production. Number 5, it boosts bone growth. Number 6, it relieves asthma. And number 7, it prevents neural tube defects. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to experience all of these health benefits, it's very simple. Eat more Triticale. Unless, of course, you suffer from some type of gluten intolerance. All right, now it's time to talk about food, but in particular, plant foods. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to a brand new website. It's called nashorganicproduce.com. Now, as usual, I did my research for Triticale vegan recipes, and look at what I found. I found two that I definitely want to share with you right now. The first one is kale and triticale risotto. Take a look at the picture. Looks delicious. Our second recipe is triticale berries with basil oil and seasonal greens stir fry. Yummy! Love stir fries. So here's the thing. If you're interested in making perhaps both of these dishes, then all you have to do is click on the description box. Why? Because I'm providing you with a direct link to these recipes. Now here's the good news. The link is going to provide you with not only the ingredients, but it's also going to give you the instructions. Okay, so if you want, go to the description box, click on the link, make the dish, taste the dish, come back to the video, and please let Coach D know and the rest of the 23% Nation, let us know exactly how it tastes. All right, now 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, Coach D, thanks for the fun facts. Coach D, thanks for the background information. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more triticale? Okay? Well, the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day, is Nature Day. That's right, Nature Day. Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you know nothing about the 23% challenge. Well, here we go. The 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships, and it also helps to save planet Earth. That's right, only in 1 week. As a matter of fact, it's the first 7 days of every single month. Now, here's the thing about Nature Day and the 23% challenge. The challenge lasts 7 days, the 1st through the 7th. Now, here's the thing. Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, which simply means Nature Day is the first day of every single month. So, whether it's April 1st, July 1st, or even October 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right. So, I do understand that some people's interest has been piqued, and perhaps you want to know more about Nature Day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Nature Day is all about getting closer to nature. Now, yes, there are lots of different things that you can do in order to get closer to nature. You can go swim in a lake. You can go swim in the ocean. You can even go to a zoo and pet a pet, right? But for the challenge, we're going to get closer to nature through our diet, right? In other words, we're going to eat more plants. Okay, it's very, very simple. Now, maybe you're considering transitioning to a whole food plant-based diet. Maybe you're thinking about becoming a vegetarian or maybe even a vegan to take it a step further. Well, if that is your aim, then I want to offer you 3 little avenues that I believe can help you out. Number 1 is what I like to call a 3% vegan. Now, a 3% vegan is anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Now, that 1 day could be any day that you decide. However, let's make it Nature Day, meaning the first day of the month. The next avenue is a 13% vegan. Now, a 13% vegan is anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 4 days out of an entire month. That's right, guys, 4 days. And then the last type is a 23% vegan. Now, technically, that's what Coach D is. That's right, guys. I eat only plant foods and drink only water the first 7 days of every single month. So, what do I eat? It's very simple. I only eat from the 5 food groups of plants. So, that means all fruits, all vegetables and herbs, all legumes, meaning beans and peas, all whole grains, and we cannot forget about nuts and seeds. Right? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So, give it a try. 3%, 13%, or 23%? All right. Now, because I want you to have a very successful Nature Day, I'm about to offer you just a few tips. So, tip number one is to go to your local grocery store. Now, here's the thing. When you get to the grocery store, you only are going to visit a few places. Number one is going to be the produce section. Why? Because that's where all of the fresh fruits and vegetables and other plant foods are located. Or you can actually go to your grocer's freezer aisle. That's right. Why the freezer aisle? Well, because that's where the frozen varieties are offered, right? Frozen vegetables, frozen fruits, frozen beans, frozen peas. You get the idea. Now, here's what a lot of people may not be aware of, is that if you decide to purchase and consume the frozen options, then believe it or not, their nutrient content is very, very comparable to the fresh counterparts. Also, frozen plant foods last much, much longer than fresh plant foods. Okay? Next up, go visit a farmer's market. Ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of advantages to visiting and purchasing from a farmer's market versus a grocery store. Why? Number one, the fruit, or shall we say all the plant foods, are going to be more fresh than they would be in a grocery store. Also, because the produce is grown locally, that means less transportation time, which basically saves the farmers money, and that savings is then passed on to the end consumer. Also, the food is going to be organically certified. That's right, because it's coming from a local farmer, which also means less pesticides and less herbicides. My third tip is to go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Now, here's the thing about this, is that a lot of people may say, well, Coach D, I don't have the time, or I don't know how to cook plant foods. Well, a shoemaker to his shoes. Let other people cook for you. So here's what you got to do. Just walk on over to the prepared dishes section, or they may term it the kitchen of the grocery store. Ask the person behind the counter if they offer any type of vegan or vegetarian options, and if they do, just ask for a sample taste. Hopefully you like it, and then purchase it, either buy 1 pound or maybe even 2 pounds if you really, really like it. My fourth tip is to go visit a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys, a vegan restaurant. Vegan restaurants are amazing for a few reasons. Number one, they hire vegan chefs who know exactly how to cook plant foods so that they yield the best taste. And they also know which plant foods to combine to give us the most nutrition for our bucks, right? Now, here's the thing. If you don't know that vegan restaurants exist, and I want to let you know that they do, all you have to do is go to Google and type in vegan restaurants near me. And within less than half of a second, Google will give you your desired results. If you decide to go, I want you to do two things. Number one, let them know that Coach D sent you. And number two, be sure to order something with Triticale in it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 4 tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day, and this comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. We want to know, which Triticale recipe do you prefer? Do you like the first recipe, the second one, or maybe, just maybe, you already know of a vegan Triticale recipe that you would like to share with us? So, whether you want to take one of mine or share one of yours, please write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please subscribe, share, and like the video, especially if you love Triticale. Also, don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.